Begin in child's pose with your hips reached back towards your heels and arms stretched out front. Let your head come onto the mat and let your upper body be really heavy. As you breathe, feel your stomach against your thighs. Let go of any stress, any tension in the body, and let your mind be really calm. On your next inhale, round forward until you come onto all fours, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. As you inhale, lift the head and tailbone. As you exhale, round the back. Push the mat away from you and let your head hang. Go slower than you want to go. Take a deep breath in. Drop the chest towards the mat, arms are strong. Inhale, lift the head and tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away from you, round the back, lower your head. As you inhale, come to a flat back, curl your toes, press them into the mat and lift the hips for downward dog. So it's your first one of the day, so don't worry if the heels don't come to the mat. As you inhale, walk the hands back towards your feet, bend your knees as much as you need to. And as you exhale, grab hold of the elbows, come into ragdoll position. Keep a micro bend in the knees. Let your head hang free and rock forward and backward until you can come to a place on your feet where you feel your weight distributed evenly on all four corners of both feet. Let your upper body melt over your legs. Take a deep breath in. You can stay there or you can rock side to side, swinging the upper body heavily. On the next inhale, lower your hands, bend your knees, and then tuck the tailbone, tuck your head, and round all the way up to standing. On the next inhale, step your right foot forward. Send it out to the right just a little bit, and then turn your left toes out to about 45 degrees. You want a really big step here, so that when you bend the front leg, your right knee will come directly over your ankle or slightly behind, but not in front of the ankle. Push into the outer edge of the left foot. This is warrior one. Press your hands together. Collarbones are broad. And as you inhale, lift the hands, bring the hands down to the mat, and step back into plank pose. So you really want to use your core strength. Inhale, come onto the knees, send the hips forward. Keep your elbows to your side as you lower all the way down. Inhale, press into the mat, lift up for cobra. Use your back body muscles and think of your spine as being very, very long. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, curl the toes. Activate the core. You're going to press onto your knees, keeping your back flat, and lift up, push up. Inhale into child's pose, rest your head on the mat. Take a deep, full breath in, feel your stomach against your thighs, arms reach out in front, fingers are spread. Head is heavy on the mat. As you inhale, round forward onto all fours, shoulders over wrists, hips under knees. Inhale, lift the head and tailbone. Exhale, press the mat away from you, round your back. Let your head go, be very heavy. As you inhale, lift the head and tailbone. As you exhale, press the mat away from you, lowering your head. As you inhale, lift the head and tailbone. Front body is long. Exhale, push into the toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Shake your head. On the next inhale, we'll walk the hands back towards the feet, coming back into ragdoll pose. So grabbing opposite elbows, keeping a micro bend in the knees, letting the head be really heavy, and letting the upper body melt over the thighs. You can stay there in stillness, or you can rock side to side with the upper body. Whatever feels best for you, do that. On the next inhale, lower the hands, tuck the tailbone, and round all the way up to standing. From here, we'll step forward with the left foot, take a big step. Then send the left foot out to the left just a little bit. And inch your leg forward so that when you bend the knee, it will be directly over the ankle or slightly behind, but you don't want it in front of the ankle. Inhale, arms can be up overhead or to the heart. Right toes are at a 45-degree angle and push into the outer edge of the right foot. Low back is long. Collarbones are broad. On the next inhale, lift the arms overhead and bring the hands down to the mat and step back into plank pose using your core strength. Arms are strong. Inhale, come onto the knees, send the hips forward, and keep your elbows in as you lower down. Inhale, press the hands into the mat. Use your back body muscles to lift your upper body up. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, curl the toes. Activate the core, press into the knees, press into the hands, and lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, begin to walk the feet to the front of the mat, keeping them hip distance apart. As you inhale, lift the right foot and slide the right hand underneath until the toes touch the wrists. Do the same thing on the left side and let the head hang. Trust yourself here as you rock back and forth, giving yourself a massage on the hands with the pressure of your feet. Let your arms be heavy, let your upper body be heavy. As you exhale, release. Bring the feet together and lower your body down until you feel your stomach against your thighs. Bring your hands to your heart, straighten your back. So you don't want it to round like this. You want to straighten it by bringing the shoulder blades toward each other. As you inhale, squeeze the legs together and lift the upper body, Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale, come to standing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sit low, Utkatasana chair pose. The back is really long, not arched. And as you exhale, we'll fold forward, chin to shin. So bend your knees if you have to, but intend to straighten. And on the next inhale, we'll lift up for halfway lift. Back is long, so your hands can be on your shins, on your upper thighs, wherever it needs to be. You just want to have a long back. Look straight down at the mat. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat and step back for plank pose. Engage your core here, don't let your hips sink. On the next inhale, come down onto the knees. Send the hips forward, keep your elbows in as you lower all the way down. Inhale, press into the hands. Spine is long, lift up. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, curl onto the toes, activate the core, press into the knees, press into the hands, back is flat, lift up. Inhale, downward facing dog. So at some point on your yoga journey, the downward facing dog will feel more like a rest period. But at the beginning stage, it kind of is a lot of work. So keep pressing the mat away from you. Let your head go, no tension in the neck. And keep trying to straighten the legs. On your next inhale, we'll come into warrior two. So step the right foot to the front of the mat. And turn your left foot out so the outer edge is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Bring the left arm out in front and windmill the arms up. From here, slide your front foot forward a little bit so that when you sink low, the right knee is directly above the ankle or slightly behind. Arms are shoulder height, fingers are spread, shoulders relaxed away from your ears, pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. Look out over your middle finger. As you inhale, we'll lift the right arm, sink a little lower into the thigh, and look up at your hand. So it's a really good stretch for the whole side body. on the right side. Inhale, acknowledge warrior two. Exhale, hands to the mat. We'll step back to plank pose. So use your core strength. On the next inhale, pick the hips up for downward facing dog. It's no problem if you need to bend the knees, just keep intending to straighten them. Picture the body as an upside down letter V. And when you're ready, we'll step the left foot to the front of the mat. Turn the right foot out so the outer edge is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Right arm comes forward and we lift up. Slide your foot forward a little bit more if you need to. Shoulder blades drawn back toward each other. Gaze out over your left middle finger. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. As you inhale, we'll lift the left arm, sink a little lower in the left leg, and look up at the left hand. It's a really good stretch for the whole side body on the left side. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, step back for plank pose. Keep the body strong, don't let the hips sink. Inhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, begin to walk the feet to the front of the mat. Alternatively, if you're ready for a jump, you can try to quietly hop the feet to the front of the mat. We'll come into a forward fold, feet are together, then bend the knees, bring the hands to the heart for Utkatasana chair pose. Back is really long. Inhale, Tadasana mountain pose. From here, we'll step back with the left foot and then turn to the side. Look down at your feet. You want to pigeon toe your feet, so you want your big toes towards each other and the heels out away from one another. Feels a little awkward, but don't worry about it. Inhale, come forward. Bring your fingers in line with your toes and bring your elbows straight back behind you. Straighten your legs as much as you can. Activate the quads and look straight down at the mat, not behind you, not in front of you. Fingers are spread, arms are strong, and you want to kind of have a suction with your hands, pulling yourself down towards the mat with each exhale. Press evenly into all four corners of both feet. Breathe in into any areas of tension in the legs. And when you're ready, straighten the arms, bend the knees, and round all the way up. Inhale, heel toe the feet together. Step to the front of the yoga mat. Feet are together, ankles are together, knees are together. Inhale, arms out in front. Exhale, rise up onto the toes. Find your balance. Squeeze your legs together and slowly come all the way down to the mat. Go slower than you want to go. When you get there, have a seat on the mat and extend your legs out in front. Remove the flesh underneath the sits bones and flex the feet. Inhale, reach forward and grab hold wherever you can. Maybe it's the shins, maybe it's the bottoms of the feet. Doesn't really matter. What's important here is trying to feel your stomach against your thighs. Don't worry about your head getting down to your knees. That's not important. What's important is feeling your stomach against your thighs. This ensures that your back is really long and that you're not rounding, and that instead of stretching your back, you're stretching your hamstrings. So keep pulling your body down, and when you're ready, straighten the arms and release the pose. We'll do another hamstring stretch here. So bring your left foot into your right inner thigh. Right foot is flexed. Square yourself over the leg, and as you exhale, reach forward. Again, you want to feel your stomach against your right thigh. So don't worry about getting your head down. That's not important. Breathe. And when you're ready, release the pose and we'll come to the other side. So now the left leg is out in front. Right foot is in the left thigh. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, come down. And one side might feel more difficult or easier than the other. Don't worry about it. That's just normal. Keep the left foot flexed, spread the left toes. And exhale, release the pose. From here, we'll bend the left leg and bring the left shin parallel with the edge of the yoga mat. Stack the right foot on top of the left knee. Flex your foot and make sure that you're protecting the ankle. If your leg is up like this, that's okay. Everybody has to start somewhere. But ideally, you want to one day be able to have the right foot over the left knee and the right knee over the left foot. This is a really good hip opener. And on your next inhale, you want to spider the fingers forward and melt the upper body over the legs. Make any small movements that feel good for you and breathe into any areas of tension. As you inhale, release the pose and gently release the legs. We'll bend the right leg, bringing the shin parallel with the edge of the mat. That's really important. Then bring the left foot over the knee, and if your knee is up like that, that's okay. But ideally, one day you want to stack the left foot over the right knee and the left knee over the right foot. Inhale, walk the hands forward, melt the upper body over the legs. Breathe into any areas of tension. And when you're ready, release the pose gently. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the feet onto the mat and send your hands out in front. Activate the core and slowly lower all the way down until you're laying on your mat. We're going to come into a supine spinal twist variation. So pick the legs up and cross the right leg over the left. Cactus the arms, and then lower the legs to the left using your core strength. On the next inhale, look out over your right shoulder, and as you exhale, try to bring the knees all the way down to the ground and the right shoulder all the way down to the ground. We're initiating the twist at the navel. So with each exhale, let your body feel very heavy and just melt into the ground. As you inhale, release the pose and cross the left leg over the right. Slowly send the legs over to the right using your core strength and look out over your left shoulder. With each exhale, try to melt the shoulder and the knees down towards the ground, letting yourself totally relax, feeling free to close your eyes if you want to do that. On the next inhale, use your core strength to lift the knees back to center. Unravel the legs and grab hold of the knees. We'll begin to roll the knees to the left in small circles. This is really nice to release tension in the low back. When you finish the last circle, then begin to go in the other direction. Inhale, lift the knees, extend the legs, gently pull the legs towards the face. As you exhale, slowly bring the legs down to the mat and spread them at distance apart. Open the arms, palms facing up. Let your eyes close. Let the eyes sink deeper into the sockets. Let go of paying attention to your breath. Let the breath come naturally. Stick with the intention you made at the beginning of practice to keep your head clear, keep your thoughts at bay, and try to stay here in shavasana for at least 5 minutes, letting your body absorb all the good things you just did. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.